my fellow stars. The Spirit Stars Behind the Sea series is about me going through my past episodes of Spirit Star Master and explaining some interesting stuff about its development. I may also get out my opinion on how I felt about making said episode 2. So in this video, we will be finishing Season 1, which is also called Rainbow Birds. Without wasting any more time, let's start! Birthstone Bird is the first ever birthday-related Spirit Star Master episode. It's about a Birthstone Bird named Turquoise giving Star Master a present which transports her to the wall-on-wall blocks. This episode introduces the concept of the Birthstone Birds, a team consisting of 12 birds that celebrates the birth and birthdays of every calendar of the show. However, Season 1 was the only season for any of the Birthstone Birds to have major roles in, because I completely abandoned the idea after having a plan and just made an excuse of why they haven't made any more appearances in solid potholes.
But I want to know why the Birthstone Birds retire.
Oh, Turquoise did came to their meeting last year, so if a member of their team is missing, then all of them have to wake up because they can't do other stuffs.
Yeah, that's kind of like a missed opportunity. If you ask me, as I am the creator of the show, so that really is a missed opportunity. I haven't even used them at all when I have the task. If I had a task, I would have changed the episode's name since Turquoise plays a supporting role rather than be a supporting character. The name could have been The Present because it doesn't give away the surprise. Plus, it would also make it be a birthday episode more believable. After watching Birthstone Bird again, I know why all my future episodes end up being swifted, because for the wall blocks for this, I thought the episode would be better if I said outlet the entire scene. This is actually the most quiz-worthy part of the episode, by the way. So much quiz.
Wow, that could launch me to the water.
This finally leads us to the main interesting part about this episode. Birthstone Bird, my lights went out again. Oh my goodness. This finally leads us to the main interesting part about this episode. Birthstone Bird, the first ever Spirit Stars episode where I weapons the online game Roblox. Everyone should know what that game is by now, but for those who are completely out of the loop, Roblox is an online game that has you create your own games, or you can play other games too. From 2013 to 2017, I used to play Roblox a lot, but over time, I just lost interest in it. To show my own appreciation, I made parodies of Roblox with its Spirit Star Master. This entire Roblox section in Birthstone Bird is the start of that. And trust me, there also is another instance of there being a Roblox scene in Spirit Stars Master Season 2. But we will get to that when the time comes. A Rainbirds Christmas Carol is pretty much Spirit Star Master's version of the well-known story A Christmas Carol by, well, this person. His first name is Thanos, but the last name, yeah, you're not letting me say that in the video. Since this was a parody, I actually tried to make a decent story out of it. But it did eventually came very short due to pacing issues, as well as the fact that the episode ends abruptly, since for some reason I needed some room to talk about my debit card account. This is very minor, but since this is his face salty after the first minute of the episode, I see this was an oversight by me. This scene right there is pretty much the peak quality of my drawings back in 2016. This is supposed to have the littlest of humanity at the brokest Christmas star. But I guess every building was made out of glass because it's all flat. And they say that flat earth doesn't exist. Especially, I didn't know how to draw buildings that have been destroyed partly, so this ain't an issue anymore. And on this tether with my drawings is so fitted because from 2017 to mid-2018, I decided to taste the art style of Spirit Star Master for having allies to having no allies, for the most part. This was also the time when I stopped using Pixar as my main drawing place and instead used Microsoft Paint. Yeah, because all art comes from MS Paint, right? Right? Even though I have fun using this art style, some people were not happy about this. Before I had to set the Be Your Own You, we added Be Your S for Kids, I was getting comments about how my art style was ripping off none of the words, or I was abusing the circles too. So much that I had to make a response video on it. Eventually, I took the video down because honestly, making response videos in general just going to just make me look bad when I do. This ain't the only taste that happened to Spirit Star Master in 2017 though. I also decided to not place my old calendars anymore because I was very nervous about the way I spoke at the time. Instead, I used subtitles within the episode like comments, but don't worry, I do eventually know that my place does sell good in the video, despite what people say about it. My only problem with that is how the subtitles were presented. There were no borders nor sounds on the text, which usually resulted when it blended it onto the background. This was especially bad because you had to read them to understand the story. But don't worry, I did fix most of those issues in season 2. Crazy Catbird is about Star Master finding a cat-like bird hydrant named Crazy Catbird, who proceeds to eat literally anything. Ironically enough, the subtitles actually made the rest of the season 1 episodes be more bearable to understand the story, especially the part where Crazy Catbird decides to rickroll the viewers. So was copyright! I'm surprised that this episode didn't get any copyright claims for that. There isn't much to talk about for Crazy Catbird other than the fact that said Catbird used to play audio for other media like other videos or even shows like Gumball.
What the what?
I don't know why I had yet to give that part of the saying Catbirds back. It isn't like my YTPs where the video will just either get taken down or get blocked worldwide because I sold more copyrighted material that I should have. Since small quotes but copyrighted material isn't even that bad, to be honest. So yeah, alright, there's nothing much to talk about other to introduce us into Crazy Catbird. Ideas is about Star Master feeling overwhelmed by the negative comments that she received for her videos. Her Catcoon, Larry, thinks that it would be a good idea if she eats a golden apple to make her feel better. Ideas introduce Larry, the yellow Catcoon that Star Master decides to let him live in her tree. We'll get back to Larry later in this video. The episode to introduce Jack Master, a fur where Star Master gets corrected by Powder and tries to force people into liking her. This one reminds me of when I made SC Star Master in 2018, where she did a sillier day until she was redeemed the following year. Ideas had a good opportunity to get an important message about doubt, letting your emotions determine who you are as a person. But I never learned this lesson back in 2017. So now Ideas is just teasing my stars that if you eat a cursed food, you can overcome the negativity by making worse videos in the progress. Not only is that counterproductive, but that doesn't mean that can in the long run, to be honest. Lesson issues aside, Idea was a nice episode to make, especially this part where I made fake videos, which most of them never came out by the way, but it's just fun for me to make. But anyways. Rainbirds is about Triangle One getting revenge on Star Master by going through previous episodes and tasting history. Usually, whenever a town are overlaps with Spirit Star Master, I have to find a way to show viewers what happened in the previous videos without having to watch them first. Though I will always recommend that you watch them regardless because it helps grow my channel overall. Rainbirds takes place after an old YTP video named YTP Gumball and Darwin invade Star Master's party / Triangle One's home. A video that I sent to private in 2017 before it got blocked worldwide sometime afterwards. Unfortunately, I can't bring the video back to its original state, but to summarize, while Star Master was celebrating her party, she finds out that Triangle One is still in her world. So, with the help of Mr. Small, Stars went to Triangle One's home, only for Triangles to not only do anything, but say that eventually it will get its revenge. And that revenge ended up taking place in Rainbirds. Besides the plot holes, I would like to bring up the way that occurs after Triangle One messed with the timeline. My original plan for Spirit Star Master, back when it was called Rainbirds, was to make a villain that shows up to cause rain to occur around the area. And if the Rainbow Birds happen to save the day, the rain will go away and the rainbow was set up. I don't know about you, but I actually glad that I swapped this idea. Because not only will I have to draw the way every time this happens, but it would make a sense to any of the Bills' calendars. Especially Batty, because his power is mainly powered by his weight, and if that weight it happens to fall out or just blow away, then Batty will not be able to use his powers, by the way. So yeah, I did. Now the title of Rainbirds now makes sense now. Remember earlier when I said that the Birthstone Birds only got major roles in season 1? Well, that's what Rainbird is all about. In this episode, Turquoise wants Starmaster to be his Valentine for Valentine's Day, but Ruby refuses to let that happen. Before 2018, I used to be into sipping, especially on tablet art. I would root for sis that I like, while I would completely hate on any sip that doesn't make any sense. But after 2018, I just do not care for any relationships anymore. That doesn't mean that I hate all sips, as I still support some of them, but I don't really have much love for that anymore. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I just do not like the Harry Potter. Hell, I did not see that out. By the way, oh, it is recording. Never mind. To be honest, I'm not sure why I did pair Starmaster up with a Birthstone Bird was a good idea. Either way he turns into another bird, I still think it's weird. Speaking of which, this was the first episode where Turquoise turns into Burley. My first attempt at parodying the best cartoon character of all time. This design sure got some good reactions. Oh, who am I kidding? People swear I do not like Birdie's design. I will have to explain why in a future behind the scenes video, since it does involve an episode in the second season. Rainbirds was also the first and only appearance of Ruby, the July Birthstone Bird, that I somehow misspelled its name. It's actually spelled like this: Ruby with a B rather than a D. Either way, it didn't really affect Willie's personality at all. Despite the odd sipping, this episode surprisingly aces well with its message. It's that you should always respect a person's ways and not make any offensive jokes about said ways. Hey, only this episode was about me sipping up with Birthstone Bird. That episode would have been better. Or maybe not really with Birthstone Bird, but since he did with Percy to do his mess as well. And we're back to episodes that are too short to cut when it gets started. Flying Catcoon is about a mysterious Catcoon that flies up to save Starmaster from her fall. This episode introduces Gumbo, better known as Grape nowadays. I did go into full detail on how this Catcoon was inspired by my Roblox character at the time on both Artistic Starmaster and on my DeviantArt page. So if you want to learn more, then I will put in a list to both the Artistic Starmaster video and Graves' DeviantArt page in the description. Fighter was also introduced in Flying Catcoon 2, with his correct personality always wins. With that being said, I have no idea why I inserted balloons to both Starmaster and Fighter when they really don't need it. I guess it is to help Starmaster, who ends up falling due to her wig getting collapsed. But honestly, I think the episode would be better off if I removed them from the equation. Either way, I think this episode is way too short for me to introduce why I have it to make this episode. But let's just move on. Two of a Kind is about Star Master finding out that Dark Wizard is in town, and they decide to do a massive battle. This episode is a direct sequel to Flying Catcoon, the last episode that I just talked about earlier. This episode introduces Dark Wizard, the not-so-real twin of Star Master. Like how I always have a rivalry with my brother, Star Master used to have a rivalry with Darwis. What makes her special is that she was voiced by a real-life human, other than me. One of my friends used to play Dark Wizard, and compared to the other times that I let my friends play in Canada, no offense, Katrina, Two of the Kind was one of the better ones. Firstly, she had a major real-life issue that only led me to start using Dark Wizard, which it wouldn't be the same without her. This is why I hardly let anyone else place the calendars, because if they have to leave me for whatever reason, I can't really use that calendar anymore. So yeah, that pretty much explains why I had to kill on Dark Wizard in season 3, because it wouldn't be the same. Her voice wouldn't be the same without her. Which is really sad. Aww. A Magic Mishap is about Star Master and Gumball trying a way to turn Larry back to be a regular Catcoon. This episode is a direct sequel to Two of the Kind, which is also the direct sequel to Flying Catcoon. Yeah, that was a mouthful to say. Before Barry, Birdie had a special form that he transfers into whenever he gets mad, named Mally. He usually just attempts to place anyone that gets into his way, just like Bandy nowadays. I have some secret alert to tell you all about A Magic Mishap. Sometime after the death of lovers, the real Barry has been kidnapped by Burley, who took the place of him in the progress. The reason why Barry did that is currently unknown for now. This word bit pretty much fixes an inconsistent thing about how Burley was portrayed in this episode. That Burley you saw in A Magic Mishap is actually badly in disguise and pretends to be here towards the end of the episode. Unlike Dark Wizard, Larry, who is now named Catcoon, does get his revenge in season 3. So that's another pothole solved for today. And that was the second half of season 1 of Spirit Star Master. For that point, I fixed the pacing partner, and there's continuity in the show now. I wonder what season 2 is going to be like. Oh, it only has 10 episodes and was special? Well, I guess that I'm going to have a nice time reviewing that in the future. Anyway, if you missed my last behind the scenes video on the first ever Spirit Star Master episode, that is over there. There's also a behind the scenes playlist and video to watch over there. With that being said, Spirit Stars, sign off.